Hello everybody and welcome to the Stampin' Angel Studio, where I'm featuring October's Paper Pumpkin Kit that I received on Monday and went straight forward and started making my projects. When I opened this box, which when you get your box, when you subscribe and get your box after the 10th on each month, we get our package in the mail. When you open it, it will be a cute wrap package like it's a gift, and it will have a stamp set and ink. A new ink that you might not have had, that you get to try a new color. This one is called Just Jade. The name of this Paper Pumpkin Kit is Joy to the World. And this is the little bits left of all the things that I got in here, and I made a bunch of alternative projects. Joy to the World has laser cut images with words like joy and whatnot. And let's see, so let's see right here. This is an example of what you would receive in your kit. A little pamphlet type thing where it shows your projects, what you can make. So this is typically going to be an 8-card project. Super easy for someone new and a lot of fun for those who are not new still, because you get to try new things and new technique. Okay, so then you open it up and it's going to have step-by-step instructions. This right here is showing you the laser cut in gold images that you can use to make these cards here. Okay, so we have peace and joy and love, and our stamp set has joy and Merry Christmas, a nice sentiment for the inside, etc. Sometimes these Paper Pumpkin kits become available on the Stampin' Angel store, and when it does, I will let you know and send you a link if that's what you would like. You have to let me know if that's something you would like. So yeah, everything, including the envelopes, was included in here, and images that were pre-cut. And then we actually took the wreath and stamped on top right here. So if you can see that there. There was no stamping needed on this one except for the sentiment. It did come with string, and as you can see, they used it to kind of do a messy look behind, or the ribbon. So it's pretty much up to you if you want to follow all the instructions exactly, or if you want to do your own thing. So then lately they've been including some alternative projects in the back to get you to think a little bit outside the box, I guess. Showing you again your main projects, and then options that you could do. But of course, these are using different products that you may or may not have. This is actual what I would call a sunshine box with the designer series paper wrapped, and then kind of a little tag that was made. When you see the red, it's because they've taken apart the envelope and used the red from the envelope to have red. So that was in there. Then also this really pretty image showing the English version of peace, joy, and love, and then the French of that, and the German of that. And yes, you get the laser cut words for these too, and I totally use those. Okay, so I'm going to show you my alternative projects. And set that right there. I'm making it a goal to start doing scrapbook pages with the different products that I've been experimenting with, and this is my first in like a long time. So I cut the card base apart to get this piece. I included sequins ribbon that I've had quite a long time. And this is the envelope inside, the inside of the envelope. That's where you get this. This is the other side of the card base, and this is a regular wreath without it being stamped. I think you can get away really easily with the liquid glue to put these on. It'd be ideal if you use your, oh my goodness, what's the name of this? It's like a mat, silicone mat. Yeah, we sell these. See that Stampin' Up logo on there? Anyway, if you was to do your sentiments on here with the glue washes off easily of these projects, or this silicone thing. You could place it on your project and then you can go like this, making it so your hands don't get any glue on it. But this glue is so strong and good that you can put just little dots and it would be very effective. So let me put that aside so it's not distracting you. Well, I didn't tell you, I did use this, it's called Shimmering Crystal Effects, for the flower right here, to make the center of that flower pop, and then this one. And then I put it on the berries. Apparently this flower is an actual Christmas flower. And then I stamped Joy with espresso ink all over here, just randomly. I thought it looked really cool. If you want to know a little bit about this picture, Roger, he just recently got a new tie. We went earlier that morning to buy him a yellow tie because he was officiating the funeral of our niece who had passed away at the beginning of this year. And so it was kind of a really somber moment. And yeah, and then shortly after that, I went in for a job interview and I thought I looked pretty, so I took a picture of myself. And it's nice to have things like that turn out well, right? All right, so here are some of the alternative projects. Have you ever heard of cedar wood? Cedar wood helps our clothes smell good. It makes it so that the moths don't want to come around. This one, I don't think it's got its smell anymore, but I could probably put some essential oils on here and make it smell again. So I just dressed this one up. This is a retired ribbon, but everything else is there. And then we have some sequins that are scattered on there. Okay, so here's this one. It is a Just Jade cardstock base. I stamped it with the regular stamp. Then I used my embossing buddy to dry it, make sure it's dry, and then I did the heat emboss technique. And I'll have to show you that another time because I think this video is going to be quite long already. Then I used a green thread to make this ribbon. I splattered with a Stampin' blend that is a cherry cobbler. That is using the fatter tip. I'm flicking it off from the lid of it to make these splatters. And then I used the shimmer crystal effects to pop up these. That is also a stamp. So I stamped it in cherry cobbler to get the berries on there. The background right here is an embossing folder. It's wood plank, I think, and cut just slightly bigger than the white piece of cardstock, and the cardstock was edged in cherry cobbler. Boy, hope I'm staying centered. These are my 3x3 cards. I usually always make 3x3 cards whenever I am making projects, period. I wanted to show that this could be done in different colors. So we have Old Olive, Crumb Cake, and Calypso Coral. And so I got 3 of those. Then I did the smaller flower from the stamp set. To You and Yours with the sequins ribbon. Then here we have the wreath. It's stamped in Old Olive, and we're using Calypso Coral again, and then the sequence ribbon and the Joy fussy cut it out. All of this is fussy cut out because there's no die cuts for it. Oh, this one shows a little bit different. So there's that. And then I did three tags. Excuse me. So we got the 3 tags right here. They came from the card bases. As you can see, we got the vertical and horizontal. This one is my favorite. So that is 3 of the flowers stamped and colored and fussy cutted. And I used the blends, of course, because it's my favorite thing to use. And then pretty little ribbon. This is a punch. It's a tag topper that you can buy. It's not this one, but it's this style. Easy to punch, not hard on your hands. Really fun. Okay, so inside the kit are white pieces of paper. They go behind your project. And let me see, I got one right here. I'll show you, it is embossed. So it's embossed. And what I did was I cut off from this a piece, and then I used my ink to literally just color that, you know, just really color that piece, and then let it dry, and then I had a Just Jade embossed piece that I could accent my tag with. Then as you can see, I used the Fruit wood, which is joy in German. And then the shimmery crystal effects for the center of my flowers. This comes from the inside of the card. This is one of the pieces that comes from there. And then we have Lieb. Lieb is love in German. I'm sure that's not how they pronounce it, but we'll pretend. I should show you the originals real quick. Okay, so these are the ones that are all planned out and prepared for us to just put together without any thought. You take out your card base and you put one of these embossed pieces of white paper down. Then you add your string. I usually wrap more than that, but this time I didn't, because the string is on a spool that is really cute and small. It's got a lot of curl to it, and that's pretty cool. I chose to put love on this one. This piece is, you know, a popped out piece that you have to stamp with the Just Jade to give it that extra dimension. Then there's also pieces in there that you can put your sentiment on. And I wanted to use Sending Love, so that's really small for the piece that was there. And so, I don't know if you can see that. I stamped the end of the paper, then I bent it over and used the dimensionals. And that was the other really cool thing, is you get a full sheet of dimensionals in your paper pumpkin box this time. I thought that was really, really cool. And you can literally do almost the whole project with just that, but they also gave you glue dots, making it so you don't have to have the multi-purpose glue, but I would suggest getting it if you can. Anyway, so it kind of gave it a scroll look, if you can tell what I'm talking about. Anyway, I love how that turned out. And then, of course, you can't just do that. You gotta decorate the outside of the card. Isn't that cute? And I did the sentiment for the outside that I also put on the inside. On the inside, I used the small flower too. It's so cute. And then, let's see. This is the other style. It has a smaller embossed piece of white cardstock. Then it has 2 images that are already cut out. You also have banner, a gold banner that goes behind here. Then you use your dimensionals to put your sentiment on that you stamped. And I chose to put these berries on here in that same color. There's my stamped inside. This is the card. The envelope, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, this one started out as a tag. I was planning on just making a tag, but as I put it together, I decided it would be cute as a card. So measuring how far out my stamp needed to be, I made sure that the wreath was showing. And then I used a Stampin' Blend to color in the leaves with crumb cake to give it a little bit more. And then, of course, the splatter technique. And as you can see, it has the crystal effects on here as well. That Jolie, I think, is French. Jolie. Here we have a plain envelope. And then a Just Jade card base. And stamping random, but purposefully so it covers the whole base in the wreath. And as you can see right here, we have some splatters and black sequins, which I think looks really neat. Then I took the stamp, the sentiment stamp, and finagled it so that only part of it was printed or stamped onto that piece of Whisper White cardstock. Anyway, yeah. Let me know if you like that, because I think this one turned out really cute. here's something similar to what you see on the example that they send you in the box. Amor, my love, you know. This is a piece of white cardstock with crumb cake framed in the back. And then if you can see, I did stamp in cherry cobbler the flowers right here. And then crumb cake stamped. And it turned out really cool. Of course, I gave Stampin' Up! Their honor by putting the logo on the back. And I like how that turned out a lot. This one is using up a lot of the gold scraps after punching out all of the laser cut images. Then I wanted to use up those gold pieces. This one colored. So here's my last banner, then a nice piece of gold strip down here. Then I used some red gem embellishments, that sequence ribbon right here, double bow, part of the card or the envelope piece, and then of course the crystal effects for the center of the flower. This is heat embossed, which I'll show you in another video. This one is, I tried not to put too much color. The color that it does have is very subtle in the twine and in the thread. It has a Merry Christmas heat embossed sentiment. I punched out these stars with a small punch that I have, like forever I've had it. This is a crumb caked wreath. This is one of those white cardstock that was embossed, but I colored it the espresso color, so it's dark, and then placed a piece on top of that with the thread and the sequence ribbon, and that's how I did that one. And I don't know if you can tell, but yes, before putting everything down, I did a wreath here and a wreath here in the same crumb cake color. Crumb cake is a really nice neutral color to have on hand. It's really good to have around. This one is, to me, quite masculine. I stamped the big sentiment and then cut it apart to have it say what I wanted it to say. Then here is one of those white embossed pieces that I colored in espresso, and then put all the remainder laser cut pieces all on here. And then I even did a negative piece, which I thought was pretty cool. That was the only one that I dared do. The rest, they just got tossed. So don't be afraid to get rid of stuff that you just are not inspired with. So all of this, and then peace to the world, says. This one, I used some of the remainders of the German and French on the inside. And then on the outside too, I echoed it. I think they both mean peace. I'd have to get the thing back out again. The regular stamp here, and then we've got the sequence ribbon behind, and then the red, and that's how that one was done. We've got the last one. Okay, so as you can see, I used the wreath. I stamped it in black though. Then we have the red gems for embellishment. And then the burlap ribbon. And the joy that's fussy cut and then to the world. And it still applies very well in this color scheme. Don't you think? What do you think? So let's see. We're gonna hurry and show everything one more time before we leave. And so here's that. This one. This one. More. Stamp Just Jade. Tag intended. Original project. The other original project. The 3 tags. The other Just Jade project. Love that. And then the home decor. And then our three different styles of 3x3 cards. And last but not least, the scrapbook page. And there you have it. If you have any questions or need any more info, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I really appreciate you to like, comment, and share. Please subscribe and hit the doorbell or the bell so that you get notifications when I post a video. And all of your efforts on support on your end will help me to get in front of more of my friends, my crafty friends, and I really appreciate spending some time with you today. I hope you enjoyed your time you spent with me. And have a happy crafty day. Bye-bye now.